All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tim Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about Kung Fu Panda 4, the big box office movie of the weekend. So we're going to get into our likes, our dislikes, our ratings for it. But before we jump into that, Brian, you got a rundown of what this movie's about?
Sure do. Poe must train a new warrior when he is chosen to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. However, when a powerful shapeshifter sorceress set her eyes on the Staff of Wisdom, he suddenly realizes he's going to need some help. Teaming up with a quick-witted Corsac fox, Poe soon discovers that the heroes can be found in most unexpected places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Mhm.
So we got Jack Black coming back as Poe. Dennis Hoffman's coming back as Master Sifu, and then Awkwafina is coming in as what's the little rabbit's name? Or the fox?
Sin?
Shen?
Shin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
So,
didn't hate
yeah.
Awkwafina, so that's a win. That's a win.
Yeah. So let's start off with the good stuff. Brandman, what you like about Kung Fu Panda 4?
Well, you guys know me. Anyone who knows me knows that I really love the Kung Fu Panda movies.
Mm.
I love them all. I'll always like drop everything and go see Kung Fu Panda when it comes out. I'd say this is probably my third favorite of the four. I really liked it. I don't think these movies would work nearly as good as they do if anyone had voiced Poe other than Jack Black. I just like the energy that he injects into the character. I just think it suits him. I liked where they went with the character. I even kind of liked, for a change, it didn't really feature too much of the Furious Five, and it was more Poe-centric. Just with him kind of being on his own. That was a nice little change of pace. I like the supporting characters, and I like how they always get like very, very respected actors to voice the villains. Viola Davis voiced the chameleon this time. I thought she was awesome. I like where they went with it. Even if they stop here, even though it's probably going to make more than enough money that we're probably going to get another sequel, but it kind of brought things full circle. If they were to stop here, I'd be good with it. Yeah, obviously the animation's always on point. I saw it in 3D, which was a lot of fun. And I thought it was a big step up from the third one for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Brian?
I think this is the second best Kung Fu Panda movie I've seen. The first one and then this one. I believe the beginning and end. I think this is the end of the series, but and they did a perfect job of finishing the circle. And it actually had a good story behind it. It mirrored the first one, but didn't do it the same way because once again, Poe had to understand what he was doing and who he was. So and how he had to become more like Shifu. And I thought that was well, not really Shifu. Master.
The turtle guy. I think it was him. Yeah.
Master. I'm forgetting.
Oogway.
Master Oogway. And I thought that was cool. I thought that bringing back all the villains from all the previous movies was cool, and having Viola, her character, the chameleon, be able to not just look like them but fight like them, and Poe being able to advance his powers to that level, and then him understanding when to get out the way and allow another dragon warrior to be able to take their place, and him still be the spiritual leader. I thought it was just very good character development. Like which you don't really get in a lot of the Kung Fu Panda movies. It was almost like it was a cash grab a lot of the other times. And this, I thought, was just a very good, well thought out story. To the point my kids were mesmerized in it. Like you're in the theater with a lot of kids, it's loud and people are not paying attention. People are going to the bathroom. Kids didn't even want to go to the bathroom. They're like, no, we're going to hold it because I ain't running over there. I'm not leaving. It was amazing. And then seeing it in 3D was really, really cool. I thought it was great. And I'm actually glad they didn't have the Furious Five. They focused on the main character and about him moving on, becoming better. And that's what this was. It was the ending of a chapter and him going to the next step and moving on. You don't have to have another Kung Fu Panda. They finished the story. and that's not what they did in the other three.
Yeah,
So.
that's they finished the story, and I think Brandman said the same thing. If they finish this here, I'll be happy with it. Like I don't think they will. Like I think this is gonna make a
lot of money.
And they're like, another one, and it's like, yes, of course, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was gonna be another cash grab. Number 3 was a cash grab, and it felt like it because the story was kind of like boring,
Yeah, 3 didn't do much for me.
Yeah. But number 2, I would have to go back and watch number 2 again, but I would put it on at the very least the same level as number 2. But the first one is still the best, but this is right up there with it. Like from beginning to end, I was like intrigued the whole time, because it's really well done. Where it goes from Poe's dilemma of this and everything he's dealing with, and then you introduce like this new character, and then there's like a twist, and everything happens at the end. Cool fight scene at the end. I was like, oh, this is from beginning to end. This is a super fun movie, Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Even the funny parts, like the street, thief kind of gang kind of stuff, where it's like, oh, less violence, or no violence now means more violence later. Like, yeah, like the little kids, like, oh, violence makes my tummy tickle. It's like, what the hell? It's like they understood the message completely wrong, and it was hilarious. Yeah. So, it was a Key Kwa Quen, I believe his name. Something like that. He was like one of the voices, and his character was pretty funny too. So, yeah, so and it pays off. That's the thing. It's a joke that pays off because they're like, yeah, violence later is more better. It's like it was really well done. Just little things like that made me laugh. So yeah, and I appreciate like all the people kind of coming back. There was also a lot of Asian voice actors. Ronnie Chang was in here.
Ronnie Chang.
So I know I heard his voice really quick. So, but yeah, they brought back Bryan Cranston and stuff like that too.
And James Hong is the father, and
of course. Oh, that's gonna be devastating if when he passes away. Yeah.
So, I think this might be one of those things that you're wrapping up because people are getting older, and you're not going to be able to have both fathers along with this. So I thought that was really important.
Yeah. So yeah, super fun time. It really was. It felt like a good story that they took time with. And I can't say that for like the previous one. So yeah. All right. Any bad stuff, Brandman?
Something that I've kind of noticed, especially in the case of like midway through each Kung Fu Panda movie or the final battle, to me, it always feels like they nerf Poe. Like he always gets his butt handed to him. And that's how I kind of felt during the final battle. Even when Jen was trying to stop him, it kind of felt like she was giving him a bit of a tough time. So I kind of feel like they kind of nerf Poe from time to time, especially at this point. He's the Dragon Warrior. I'm not saying he should like easily like mop the floor with every or like have the fights be one-sided, but they always seem more kind of one-sided in the favor of whoever he's fighting from time to time until the very end, when he pulls something out of his sleeve. But what else was there? I think that was like my main thing with it was that I get kind of disappointed during the final battles. It just seems like Poe just gets his ass kicked too much.
Very like formula made, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bad guy starts to win and then loses. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that was really like the real like standout thing for me. Other than that, I thought it was fine. But yeah, I'd say that was like my main one that comes to mind immediately.
Okay. What about you, Brian?
I didn't have a problem with it because I thought that Poe wasn't weak. I think he realized that he had to be the spiritual leader, so he was playing it to get another Dragon Warrior. He was trying to push Zen into becoming the Dragon Warrior, and I thought that was cool because that's something Oogway would have done. I thought that's why I actually liked this one more because I didn't think it was formula. I thought that it was more about, you know, he understood he was so much above this that the good versus evil. He knew he could defeat everybody. He could do it with Skadooshi and all that stuff. Like he knew what he could do, and then he saw it because when it came down to it, he's just like, "No, you did it wrong. Let me show you one more time how to do it." And he still, whooped their butts. I
Yeah,
feel like, yeah, and he knew how to do it the right way. So I enjoyed that part because I feel like this was the first time there wasn't just a regular formula of, he gets beat by the bad guy and this has to be saved by someone else. No, he could have gotten out at any point in time. He showed that. Good job, you won, and he was already out. Like, so I thought it was actually smart. I really didn't have a lot of problems at all with this movie. I thought that it was the new setting. I thought it was actually cool that different parts of Asia when you went to, they didn't know who the Dragon Warrior was, and gave me shades of actually Dr. Ewing and the last Black Panther run.
Mm.
Though you are great in your little center, where you are, your little city. As you go further and further out, people might not know you. And I thought that was really cool in the world building and smart in the entire world building frame of it. Yeah, I thought this was well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, with bad stuff there, I really didn't have too much bad stuff either. Mine's kind of a spoiler, so I don't want to get into it, but after the bad guy's defeated and kind of what happens with things and I was just like, I'm like, I just feel like that character wouldn't act the way he did in the movie. You know what I mean? So, like if you know, but I don't want to like spoil it, but at that I'm like, oh, he wouldn't do that. I just feel like he wouldn't do
Yeah.
that. So it
He
felt a
wouldn't have
little out
said
of
that.
place. Yeah. So
Yeah. He would like
I
slapped
don't
him
know.
on his way out.
Yeah, exactly. Like a gut punching that run. Yeah, it's just it's. But again, it's a kid movie. I expected stuff like that. You got to be, like all heartwarming and like, But that was really it for me. It was just like that one out of character moment. But besides that, I mean, it didn't ruin the film or anything for me. So, but everything else, I honestly though, I thought I was gonna go into this being super annoyed by Awkwafina, and Brian said it like
Yeah.
it wasn't annoying. She really wasn't, and I was expecting. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be such a ear pain for like an hour and a half of just hearing her. And she was good though. She was good. I gotta give her credit with that. She fit the character well. She sounded, like she was having a fun time. Like it was not bad. I gotta give her that. So, but cool. Any last thoughts? Any good things, bad things you guys might have missed? No.
See?
All right.
Anything for you?
I think that was about it.
Okay.
At least that I could think of.
All right. So we're gonna get to our official ratings for this movie. Now, later, never. Now means you go out, watch it right now before it gets spoiled or ruined. Later means you can wait till it's on streaming, and never means just skip it. Brandman, what you giving Kung Fu Panda for?
I can give this a no. I could give this a pretty easy no. I think the Kung Fu Panda movies are fun. I think they have a nice little like message, as family films as well. I think I really like the ensemble cast that each of them have. I love Jack Black in the role. I can't see it. I couldn't see the character working if it were anyone other than him. I just enjoy the Kung Fu Panda movies. Like I said, if they were to wrap it up here, I'd be absolutely fine with it. I don't think they will because it's probably going to make even more money than it already has.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could give it this is a pretty easy now.
Okay. Maybe Brian.
It's a now for me, and if you have kids, you should have saw it last weekend now, because we've been waiting for a good animated movie to take your kids to, with a good story. It's fun, and this delivered on all those things. And it was one of those animated movies that I hated. I hate watching or anything like that. It actually made sense, and they did a great job of writing it. And I'm 100% in. I'm proud that my kids didn't drive me nuts. I'm proud of all the rest of the kids in the theater. When they're done, the kids got up and they were clapping and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. And the theater was super packed. So guys, go out and check it out. It's now.
Yeah. For me, I was like, is it an hour or later? Because like it was a lot of fun and everything, but the more I talked about it, the more I was like thinking about ideas and stuff about it. I'm like, oh, this is definitely a now for me. Like it had so much charm and fun. That the last one was missing. That the first one felt like, and I enjoyed it. I just like it didn't downgrade any character to prop up another character. Like Poe was still a badass the entire film. Like he was always the Dragon Warrior. He was always this awesome character. That can kick anybody's butt. He was just going through his problems. His new problem. So yeah, it's just story wise, it was good. Animation was a lot of fun. The story was fun. Jokes were funny. So yeah, definitely a now. And if you have kids. Yeah, you said, Brian, you're going to see it last week. You're going to go see it next week. Probably going to see it sometime later this week. So it's a movie you're probably going to see a few times because, yeah, that's definitely a good one. And then we'll finish up with our Rotten Tomatoes. So Rotten Tomatoes, we have 102 critics gave it a 71, which is still good, not bad. And then the audience, we have 500 plus verified, gave it an 87. So
that's about right. I'll give like an 82, 83.
Yeah. And just for comparison, Kung Fu Panda 3, the critics gave that an 87.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. And number 3 just is the one where he finds his other dad, his panda dad, and finds other pandas and stuff. So, but yeah, the critics love number 3 more. It's kind of crazy. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Same.
Yeah. And also Letterboxd. I think Letterboxd is kind of cool. Try to prop that up more. Check all of us out in Letterboxd. Links are in description. But we have 91 fans gave it a 3.0 rating out of 5. So yeah,
that's like a lot of people without kids,
right? Yeah. But it's a lot of people are like, it's a fun movie. It's a good movie. Everyone has their different how they rate things and stuff like that. So, but. I like Letterboxd. If you want to go get what other people think about it, go check us out there. Check some of our friends out there as well. So, but yeah, I think that's it for our Kung Fu Panda 4 review. We want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about Kung Fu Panda 4. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you skip it? Did you have kids? How do they like it? Let us know, and let us know if you think they're gonna make another one, because I'm pretty sure they are. I don't know what story they'll tell, but for what 200 mil, if however much money this makes, they're like, we'll tell another story. So
the budget was $85 million. Spent $85 million on the budget, and it's already past the budget now. First weekend.
Yeah, we're getting that sequel, people. We're getting that sequel.
We're getting Kung Fu Panda 5. Yep. Yep. Oh man. So, but cool. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can come and join us live every Monday and Thursday. We appreciate everyone in the replay checking us out. If you're in live hangout for a little bit longer, because we're gonna move on to our next topic.